When you start getting new deals is hard. So how to get your first few deals in 30 days. First thing to know, guys, is open houses are free lead funnels. Open houses exist to take and bring in leads and to make sellers feel like you're doing something. And it's also a great source of listings because other customers in the area see you doing this. So if you do great open houses, this is going to be a great source of bringing in business. Well, I don't have listings. How do I do open house? It doesn't have to be your listing. There are listings your office has. Ask the agents in your office if you can run an open house. Then go do a good, disciplined open house. What does that mean? It means you're going to have signs everywhere. Ask your office where the signs are. If they don't have signs, get a better office. They should have open house signs, or you need to have your own. Put the signs everywhere. Get the guy with the big floppy arms if you want to. Rent one of those. You want to go knock 100 doors in the neighborhood. All right, I know you're not going to get everybody. You're going to go knock 100 doors and say, hey, we're doing this open house. It's a great event. Have food. Make sure to advertise it in the MLS. Do everything you can to bring people in. You're going to take and call other brokers and let them know that it's open to send their agents. It's an event. Try to make it a party. Try to get some buzz. Put it on your social media feeds. Put it everywhere so that people are coming and attending. The people the agent whose listing it is, they're going to be grateful because their seller's going to see all this activity. The agents in the area, the homeowners in the area will see all the activity that you're doing to bring this open house. It's a source of leads as far as seller leads. In addition, the buyers that come in very rarely actually buy the house that's being held open, but when they come unaccompanied, you could potentially get customers from that. You can have great conversation, much better than you could in a cold call or anything like that. They're now in front of you, you can have a good experience, and you can offer to work with them. Open houses are a great way to build a lead funnel. Treat them like a business. It's not babysitting. You're going in there to take and grow your business. If you just sit on the couch the entire time, munching away on the snacks, you have wasted a great opportunity in that open house. Also realize, one of the easiest ways to start this business is to start working with renters. And I say easy, it's not a hard customer to get them to want to work with you. It's not easy to necessarily get the deals done all the time, but it is one of the easier parts of business to get. Here's the thing. Every renter is a buyer, potentially, if the agent does their job right. I would put forth to you that selling people a home instead of getting them to rent a home is a morally good thing. And I could say this because the average net worth in the United States of America of somebody who rents is around $11,000. The average net worth of somebody who owns a home in the United States of America is almost $400,000. The difference is how they choose to live where they live. If that is true, and we as the agent don't do everything we possibly can to turn them from a renter into a buyer, not only have we missed an opportunity, I would put forth to you, we've actually done a moral harm. We know about this great thing that could make their life significantly better, make their kids get closer to being able to afford to go to college, make them be able potentially to retire, them to build financial wealth and have some certainty in life. We know about it, but shh, don't tell them. It's the best kept secret in real estate. Whenever you work with a renter, you want to take and build the appetite in them to want to own a home. You want to take and show them the benefits, show them what's good about it. Because here's the thing, if you don't tell them, who's going to tell them? Where's the real estate ad that we run on TV that says, here's what you get when you buy a house, and this is how this could change your life? Nobody talks about it. A real estate ad usually looks like an agent's picture, or if it's their company, talking about how great the company is, but nobody actually talks about what's great about the product. Compare that to our competitor. Who are our competitors? To me, everybody else that asks our customer for their money so that our customer spends their money with them instead of having the down payment for the house. So Applehorn, all those guys, they're my competitors. How does Longhorn Steakhouse try to get their money? They show them a beautiful steak being cut. Ooh, look at how delicious, how wonderful. They're saying, hey, this is what's good about our thing. Listen to the conversation real estate agents have around you. Very few of them actually tell the customer what's good about the thing that we're selling, telling them what's good about real estate. The problem with that is, do you realize how arrogant that is? We in real estate expect our customers to come in wanting our product. without ever bothering to tell them about the capital gains exclusion, about how the housing, their housing cost is much more fixed than it is when they're a renter. Because when you have a mortgage, the principal interest portion of that mortgage payment doesn't change unless you have a variable rate mortgage. If you have a fixed rate mortgage, your cost for home ownership is much more fixed than if you're a renter, where tomorrow your lease ends and the landlord can pick a new price that they're going to charge you for that property. The rent always goes up. Your mortgage payment stays the same. And that's just a couple of things. There's so many things associated with owning a home that make it a far better thing to do than to rent. But if the agents don't tell the customers, who's gonna do it? Look, if your pipeline is empty, then your calendar should absolutely be full of outreach. Well, who do you outreach to? Well, I mean, there's a million different ways. There's networking events, there's places and things to go, but if you have if you have no sphere of influence, you just moved here from Timbuktu and you just moved to this location, you don't know anybody, you could always go and ask for any orphaned customers that they have at your brokerage. Understand this, agents are constantly coming and going. Those deals belong to the broker of the office. Asking if you can reach out to people that were orphaned by other agents that have left and maybe you're not even in the business anymore. You just became your broker's favorite person in the whole wide world if you actually do this work, because to them there's gold in their file. In those hills there's gold. And you've actually offered to go get the gold out for them and do the work. Most agents are terrified of doing that work. Now, obviously, if you didn't move here from Timbuktu, if you actually know this area, then by all means, work your sphere of influence. And working your sphere of influence is not just, calling your mom and your dad and your brother and your cousin. It's going to any of the businesses that you frequent. And the conversation, the way I always like to have it would be, like if you go to your dry cleaner, make sure you bring a bunch of dry cleaning because it's the right way to take and do this. You bring the dry cleaning, you put it on the counter and you look at the dry cleaner and you say, I gotta be like the ideal customer. I'm very loyal. I bring every piece of dry cleaning I get, I give it to you. All these years, all my dry cleaning. And you know what's crazy? All these years, all my dry cleaning, not one customer you ever send my way to help me pay for the dry cleaning. You can at least send some love, my friend, come on. And you laugh, you chuckle, you make it a little bit of a game. 3 weeks later, he's sending you a lead. We need to get front of mind. We need to have people think of us as a source to send business opportunities to. One of the ways to do that is to ask. I don't particularly like to ask in a highly salesy way. I'm in real estate, you should send me people. Well, is there anybody you know? I've never liked that. That felt dirty, it felt icky, it felt very salesy to me. So I prefer to ask in a fun and funny way. Understand this though, there are businesses that exist today because you patronize those restaurants, because you frequent those restaurants, those business. If they're in business because you give them your business, is it wrong to ask for them to help you continue to afford to keep them in business? I give you business, could you take and reciprocate? I wouldn't be mad. I think that that's okay to do, and I think if you frame it the right way, it's a fairly painless conversation to have. It doesn't feel particularly salesy, and it's a way to expand your sphere, even if you don't know the area or the people as well as you otherwise would like to. Another thing to be aware of, guys, is cold calling is largely dead. I say largely dead because it's not completely dead, but it is a very low ROI allocation of capital. It still works if you're going to take these straight rights that you're going to be getting, these punches to the face all day long. It's very demoralizing business to do, right? I have had customer agents that I've coached that have been successful with cold calling, but they're making 100 cold calls a day, every single day. And they were able to build a successful business that way, but they were a special kind of people. They were a kind of people that no matter how much rejection they took, they were just fine to keep bouncing back. I put forth, if you're that way, God love you, but you're a little bit different. You're a little bit weird. Not everybody's like that, right? Teaching is a far better way of getting that business rather than cold calling. So talking to the customer and saying, all right, let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you what you got to look out for. Let me tell you where things are. Let me tell you the places that you can make money. Let me tell you where you can lose money. Let's talk about this crazy market we're in right now. Where are the opportunities? Where's the types of property to stay away from? What's good? What's bad? Showing them. Guys, by teaching the customer, what you're actually doing them is showing them the knowledge differential between where they are and where you are, without you sitting there saying, let me tell you how smart I am. You don't have to do that. By just simply saying, all right, you're getting ready to do this, here's what you got to look out for, here's the problems, here's the mistakes you can make. You're showing them, this is what you know, this is what I know, and this is the reason why up here, you want to be working with me. Customers want to work with an expert, but they don't want somebody to sit here and come in and tell them, let me tell you what an amazing expert I am. Don't tell people you're an expert. Show them you're the expert by educating them, but do it like a good friend would. All right, you're looking to do this. Here's what you got to look out for. Be the educator. It will help you to take and build in that respect we need to get customers to want to work with. 3 deals, guys, in 30 days isn't luck. It's the result of controlled actions. It's the result of work. It's the result of having a plan in place and going out and executing that plan. Remember, always have a smile on your face when you talk to people. Always be happy to be doing what you're doing. People want to be around people that are having a good time doing what they do. You sell the greatest product in the world. We've gotten away for years without even bothering to tell people what's good about it. Be the one that's walking around selling a great product in a great place and helping people make the best financial choice they're ever going to make. So one of the pushbacks that I hear is, I don't have anybody to call. I want you to open your phone, go to your contacts section, and see what the raw number of contacts you have in your phone is. That objection's out the window, I guess. Call those people. Yeah, but they're not here, they're not local. They'll know somebody local. It's, oh, you're in Butte. I just had my cousin move to Butte. I'll let him know you're there. All right, guys, you'd be shocked at how close we actually all are, how interconnected we all are. Let people know what you're doing. Let people know where you are. You have the resources already. Use the resources you got.